what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. Oh ho ho ho! Oh ho ho ho! Yes! It has finally, the time is finally here! We have taken a look at these 6 constructicons individually, and it's time to finally combine them into Devastator. And oh my gosh, I'm very excited to show this combination off. But before that, I want to show off some extra things that I haven't really shown off in either long haul or hooks review. So let's get right down to that, okay? So bear with me. Okay, so here we have the other combining bits right here, the combined mode chest and the combined mode hands. Now I have a scrapper right here because I want to show off like an alternative storage for these wings right here. And one thing is that the wings have these 5mm pegs, so you can actually have other figures hold them as weapons if you really want to, including these rocket launchers thing, or the robot, the combined mode hands. They have 5mm pegs, so you can actually have robots hold them as weapons if you really want them to. And even this has a 5mm peg right here, so you can actually have someone hold this as a double-barreled gun right here. So hey, that's a thing that you can do. But as you can see, these wings, they have these 2 tabs right here, and I'm looking at Scrapper here. He has 2 slots on each side, so I'm like, I wonder. So I just have to rotate this around first, okay? And then I test this out. I take these 2 tabs and I tab them into those 2 slots, and oh look, they actually fit in. And I'm like, what? The instructions never told me that. So I had to figure this out on my own. And yeah, you can basically give like Scrapper wings if you really want to. Hey, that's a thing that you can do. So that's pretty cool that you can actually store the wings on Scrapper like that. So hey, you know, it's a thing that you can do. It's your toy. You display it however you wish, you know. It's your decision, man. Your decision. Anyway, so just rotate this around and then tab that back in. There we go. All right. So yeah. So let's now we got that out of the way, let's finally combine these boys into Devastator. All right, because that is what you're here for. So yes. Okay, so here we have Hook and Long Haul. I'm going to show off how to combine these 2 together. And there's a lot of tabs and slots to line up. You can see on Hook, you have a clip here, there's a slot here, there's a tab here, and the slot here, and this slot right in there. They will go on this tab, this clip here, this slot here, this slot here, and this tab here. There's a lot to line up. So basically, I'll just get the big stuff to tab in first, and then everything will tab itself right there. So just tab this in first, and then this will tab in like that, and this will tab in right there, and then make sure this is lined up properly. Alright, just line that up, and boom, we got that. I think we got everything tabbed in. Yes. So there we go. We got Hook and Long Haul combined together, and whoo, very nice, very nice. So let me lay him down like that first, and we'll get right down to the arms. Alright, so here we have Scavenger and Bone Crusher in their arm modes. So to get these arms fully looking like actual arms, you need these things. So you have to flip in this peg here, and then you flip this out. Just flip this out. Yeah, just flip that out, and that will become the right hand. And just flip this in, flip out the fist, flip out the hand, and boom, that becomes the left hand. So basically you have to rotate the wrist around like so, and then there is a peg inside here that will go into a port right in there. There we go. Now it's fully pegged in, and there we have that arm ready to go. And do the same thing on the other side. Let me rotate the wrist around like so that everything's oriented properly, and then this peg will go into a port right in there. So just plug this in, just line all this up, there we go, and there we got both arms ready to go. And now we can connect these arms to the torso. Alright, I got the torso here and I got scavenger here. So to connect these arms, you don't just plug them together like this. No, this is all you have to slide this down. It's a sliding thing, so you have to line all this up, line all the grooves, and then you have to slide this down all the way, just like so. And then you have to further secure this. So let me raise up this thing, and you can see that there is a tab here that will go into a slot right in there. So just tab all this in, just like so. Make sure that is tabbed in nice and secure like, and there we go. So now we got the right arm fully solid there. And now we're gonna take the left arm. Where's the left arm? There we go. The left arm will slide down as well. Just slide all this down and nice and secure. And then take that, tap that in, that slot, and boom, we got the top half of the combiner ready to go. So now we're gonna complete the combiner by plugging in the chest and the legs. So let's do it. Okay, I got both legs here, so I want to bring down the torso right here. So as far as Mixmaster goes, it's just a matter of open this up first, so that you have the room to slide this into that groove there. So just slide this in, just like so, and then this will tab over like that, and that is nice and secure. Now for Scrapper, you have to split. You have to bring this, untap this, so you have to split this, alright, so that you can take one side and tab and slide one side in first. So you slide in one side first, and then you take the other side and you just tab this in, just like so. Just tab all this in, just like that, and tab that back in, and booyah! We're at the home stretch because we need to plug in the chest piece. So let's raise up. Okay, I got Devastator closer to my camera here because we're gonna plug the chest piece in. So for the wings here, you just plug it into these ports right here like so. Just plug that in, and then plug the other wing in, just like that. Now it's just a matter of connecting. You have to clip this onto long hauls section here, and then there should be the slots here that meant to go up for these tabs. So these tabs will go into these slots right in here in the treads. So just clip this in first. You have to clip this in. Make sure you clip this in. Alright, and then just line these tabs together. Tabs and slots, just line that up, and then there are tabs in here that will go into the slots in this purple section here. So just tap this in, right, just like so, line that up, tap that in, and lo and behold, we're done. So there you have Devastator fully combined. Let me bring down the camera so you can see him fully. There we go. That is Devastator fully combined. Finally! Oh wait, I just forgot. There's one more finishing touch because we gotta plug in a toe for the Mixmaster legs. So let me just bring Devastator here. So you can see there are ports right in here. They're meant for long haul's gun to plug into. So just plug in this gun into that port like so. Just plug this in. Come on, plug that in, and there you go. That gives Devastator an extra toe there, which is cool. So now we are done with the combination here. Woo! And man, he is absolutely glorious in my personal opinion. This figure, this combiner, man, this is so well done. Like, everything plugs in nice and solid like, and yeah, he just looks awesome. He just looks super awesome in my personal opinion. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. I absolutely love this set. It's not a perfect set, no it's not, but overall it's a very well done combiner. This thing is just beautiful and so much better than the Combiner Wars in terms of the plastic quality, in terms of the solidity, in terms of play value. Yeah, you got a lot of things going on here, and I know a lot of people may not like the whole trailer thing for Long Haul that becomes the thighs, but hey, that helps Long Haul to not be compromised for his robot mode. So I personally dig the way this works. So I like it. I personally like it. You know, that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. So we're gonna because I don't know, my camera can actually go up a bit more, but we have to take a look at his head sculpt. So we're gonna cut here. I'm gonna zoom in into his head sculpt. So here we have Devastator all zoomed in, and we have his head sculpt, which is a very nicely done head sculpt in my personal opinion, very accurate to how he looked in the G1 film. And nice silver paint for the face, nice silver paint for the forehead there, nice red paint for the visor, and we got his chest piece right here, looks good. Some people have said that this should have sit higher, yeah, but you know what, I don't really care. Big Decepticon symbol right there, and we got his arms, like so, purple hands. And of course, yeah, the legs are off-centered, but I don't mind it, because if they weren't off-centered, if they were just straightened out, these guys will bump into each other, and that wouldn't be great. You know, if you want him to stand stock straight, you gotta have the legs a little bit off-centered, and that's fine. You know, that's personally okay for me. Yeah, he does have a big backpack, but you know, he's supposed to have that, so it's accurate. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. Now, as far as articulation goes with Devastator, the head can swivel a full 360. You can't really look up, can't really look down because it's not on the ball joint. The arms, they can rotate a full 360. They can move in and out. You do have a swivel right here at the elbow. You do have an elbow joint, slightly like under 90 degrees of bend there. You do have wrist rotation, which is quite nice. And being closer here, the hands, they can actually open and close. You know, these fingers are on a hinge, so they can actually open and close, which is pretty nice. He does have a waist rotation, so yeah, while the individual figures do not have a waist rotation, at least Devastator himself has a waist rotation. Now, the skirt pieces can actually move out of the way to accommodate the leg movement. The legs can move up that far, can move back that far on a ratchet joint. Oh, very stiff. They can move out like that, move out that far. You do have the thigh rotation. You do have a ratcheted knee, about 90 degrees of bend there, and you do have some ankle tiltage right there on both sides. Yeah, both sides have ankle tiltage right there. So yeah, he's pretty poseable. Yeah, and you can actually hold the pose without disconnecting, you know. So, and that shows you he's way more solid than the Combiner Wars version, in my personal opinion. So, there you go. Now, if you're asking me, what are we gonna do with these guns? Well, they all have a place to go. So, let me just get Devastator here real quick here. So, Devastator, come here, man, come here. So, the main purple gun, you can actually have Devastator hold this, but my problem with this gun is that he can't really hold this super securely. So when I plug it into his hand, it is very loose. So that's one main issue with this figure, is that the gun does not is not secure in his hand, unfortunately. So now, as far as the other guns, you can just simply take a scavenger's gun and just plug into that port right in there. Just plug that in there, just like so. And then we can take Bone Crusher's gun. I forgot which one is Bone Crusher's gun. I think it's this one. Take Bone Crusher's gun and just store it as you would store it in Bone Crusher's vehicle mode. Just take that. And then we take Hook's gun, and then there is a peg right here that would just plug in to that peg right there. Just line that up. Just peg that in. Then for the two guns here, they would just plug into these ports right on top here, like so. As you can see, there are ports there, so just plug this into that port, and there we go. So that's very nice that the other guns have a place to store in combined mode, so that's pretty cool. I like that. So now for a size comparison, here we have Studio Series 86 Devastator compared with the Legacy Menasor Combiner, and yeah, they look really good together. I love how Devastator is still bigger than Menasor. And now I got one more combiner to finish, and that is Superion, so I still need 3 more figures to do that. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. Alright, here we go. The comparison that you've been waiting for. So here is Studio Series 86 Devastator compared with the Combiner Wars Devastator, and you know, the Combiner Wars Devastator may be bigger than the 86 Devastator, but that doesn't mean it's better than 86 Devastator. Overall, this one right here, the 86 version is leaps and bounds, worlds and galaxies better than this. This here is very floppy, very flimsy, and the plastic quality is just horrible. Yeah, the feeling is just not great. This guy, way more solid, and the posability is so strong, it can actually hold the pose without disconnecting itself. So that major plus for this version in my personal opinion. So yeah, overall, this guy wins. This guy wins hands down in terms of play value, posability, and you know, and solidity as well. So that's just my personal opinion, to each their own. So that's pretty much it for the comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series 86 Devastator, and overall I absolutely love this thing right here. Now, is the set perfect? No, the individual figures are definitely flawed. They have some issues here and there, but overall the combined mode here, the combiner itself, I don't have any issues with the combiner. You know, the articulation is well done, it has solid joints, and you know, he's not even hindered by the backpack, so yeah, it's a really well done combiner, and it's just, when I pick this thing up, it's very heavy. It's super heavy, it's nice and hefty, it's just, there's a lot of chunk in this combiner, and it's very solid, and yeah, and you can actually pose him without having things popping off, like unlike the Combiner Wars version, which has things untabbing itself when I try to pose it, which is unfortunate. Yes, the chest piece, some people have said that they want the chest piece to sit a little bit higher, but honestly, it looks good this way, so I'm fine with it. I like the way that, you know, you can actually store these smaller guns in the combiner itself, and that's pretty cool. And like the guns have somewhere to be stored on, and that's amazing. That's wonderful. I love that. Yes, the legs are off-centered, but they have to be that way so that Mixmaster and Scrapper don't bump into each other when Devastator stands stock straight. And honestly, I like him standing in a natural A stance. For me, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, he's very stable, and he just looks awesome. He's the best mainline G1 Devastator that we have ever gotten. So if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm just gonna do it a solid 10 out of 10. Just a beautiful combiner as a whole, in my personal opinion. He's just so fun to mess with, honestly. Just very good, very well done. Hasbro really did a great job with Devastator here. Just awesome. So, alright, so that is pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, click that click that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed, so I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Devastator, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all of one, and I'll see you guys next time. Devastator! A leader, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.